Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Hari Om, salutations to all. So Ardhanarishwara Rupa we have been seeing. Now one thing we should also know is that the Shivalinga also in a way depicts the Ardhanarishwara. Because Shivalinga by itself is representing only the Shiva Tattva, the Linga part. Because Linga literally means consciousness. So why does it mean consciousness? Linam gamayati iti lingam. That into which everything merges, from which everything emerges, that is called linga. And the ultimate cause of the whole universe is consciousness. That is unborn, unchanging, imperishable. So linga is the indicator of that infinite consciousness, which is the Purusha, the Shiva Tattva in us. And the base is the yoni, that is symbolic of the matter or the Prakriti or Mother Parvati. So the linga and the yoni put together, that is the Shiva Linga, is again a symbol of Purusha and Prakriti, Shiva and Shakti. And so Ardhanarishwara Rupa, if you find it difficult to visualize the form fully, you can visualize just the face, like how we saw yesterday that Taponji Maharaj had just the bust is there, only till this much is there. You can visualize even that much. And if you find that also difficult, that's the linga, basic, just the linga you visualize and understand the Purusha and Prakriti is the Tattva both that we worship. In Shravan Mahatmya, Bhagavan, when he explains the significance of this Somvar and what is the Vidhi of Somvar Vrat, in that he says that, the Somvar is very dear because Soma means not only moon, but Soma also means Sa plus Uma. With Uma is called Soma. Uma is Mother Parvati. And so when he says in that one who worships one who worships the Shivalinga on Somavar, the punya that one gets by worshipping Bhagavan on all the Somvars, that much punya one will get by worshipping Bhagavan in the Shivalinga Roop or with Mother Parvati, Shivji with Mother Parvati, if you use any murti, etc. In just those 4 Mondays or sometimes 5 Mondays come, one will get the punya of the whole year's Somvar worship. Because Shiva, Bhagavan Shiva is very, very happy to unite with Mother Parvati, as we saw after the immolation of Sati. And so that one of the reasons why Somvar is dear is that Somvar is the day of Bhagavan Shiva and Mother Parvati. So the Shiva Linga Upasana is also Ardhanarishwara Upasana in some ways. There are some people who just use the Shiva Linga, no yoni. That is a different Nirgun Nirakar Tattva, because they think of it only as consciousness. Even those who worship Shiva and Shakti can understand that creation happened by consciousness and matter together, Purusha and Prakriti together. So now that is the basic clarity we must have, that the full form or just the face or just the Shivalinga, whichever you like, you can use in the Nididhyasana. Now we continue our study of the Ardhanarishwara stotram. We have to do verse number 4 today. I just want to share here. विशालनीलोत्पललोचनायै विकासिपङ्केरुहलोचनाय समेक्षणायै विषमेक्षणाय नमः शिवायै च नमः शिवाय. So Vishal, big, Neela Utpala Lochanayai, whose eyes are big like the blue lotus, Neela Utpala. So Mother Parvati's eyes are compared to a blue lotus. They are as wide as the blue lotus when it is blossomed. And blue lotus symbolizes what? In one way, it symbolizes coolness, compassion. Blue color also is a symbol of that. Then Bhagwan Shiva's eyes are Vikasi Panke Ruha Lochanaya. His eyes are as wide as the fully blossomed lotus, which may be red in color, white in color, pink in color, whatever different types of lotuses that come. And what does that symbolize? Enlightenment, awakening to the self. We'll see deeper meaning. Right now, just the basic one. Samekshanayai Vishamekshanaya. One meaning of this is Sama Ikshana. So even number of eyes. Mother Parvati has 2 eyes and Bhagwan Shiva has Vishama Ikshana, the odd number of eyes. So 3 eyes. Namah Shivaya Icha Namah Shivaya. Salutations to Mother Parvati and to Bhagwan Shiva. So this is the basic meaning here. Now Samekshanayai Vishamekshanaya also means one. Samekshanaya is the one who has equal vision. Sama means equal. So one who sees everyone with the vision of oneness, equality. That is called Samekshanaya. And Vishama Ikshana is what? One who discriminates between dharma and adharma and destroys the adharma. Vishama Ikshana. So that also specifically refers to the Kamadahana Leela. If a specific Leela has to be said, it is Kamadahan Leela. Otherwise, Bhagwan is the one who is the deity in charge of destruction. The whole Srishti merges back in him and he creates, sustains, then destroys. And in Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, he is the deity in charge of destruction. So Bhagwan Shiva, his eyes. So if Mother Parvati's eyes are full of kindness, compassion, love, Bhagwan's eye, one eye, so the left eye is Mother Parvati, kindness, love, compassion. This right eye is the eye of Bhagwan, which is symbolic of Nyaya, justice, the uh, karma phala is given to the jiva. Good karmas will get good karma phala, bad karmas will get bad karma phala, so there will be sorrow and suffering. And sometimes the third eye he opens, destroys this Kamadev, destroys the worldliness, destroys the attachments. So if we actually see, the scriptures where we speak about Shiva, the scriptures also give a definition of a Shiva. Very beautiful definitions are given. What is a Shiva? So the Shvetashvatar Upanishad says, Eko hi rudro na dvitiyaya tasthuhu na ime lokaha ashiva na martyaha. Rudra is the supreme Bhagwan, is the Lord, and is one. Eko hi rudro na dvitiyaya tasthuhu. There is no duality in him. And it also has the other meaning is that without him, the whole world is Ashiva, meaning it is non-existent from existence standpoint. It is inert from consciousness standpoint, and it is miserable from the bliss standpoint. So it is Ashiva. The essence is Shiva Tattva or Rudra in this context. Both are same. Meaning, obviously, the world cannot even exist without Shiva Tattva. But when we have separated from that, when we have forgotten who we are, then our life and our existence is miserable. That is Ashiva. With the third eye, Bhagavan destroys that ignorance. The root cause of our sorrow is avidya. I don't know who I am. I only think of myself as a jiva, as the body. This is only an equipment. And identified with the body, I feel incomplete. And then the attachment happens to the world outside to get happiness and feel complete. So the root cause is I don't know who I am. I may think that this person, that boss, this situation, that money, this position, that power, that place, this government, that neighbor, they are the cause of my sorrow. They are only a means for me to understand my attachment is the cause of my sorrow, and my attachment is because of my false identification with the body, mind, intellect. That is because I don't know who I am. Not knowing who I am when I interact in the world, transact in the world, it will lead to Ashiva, it will lead to inauspicious existence and sorrow. Temporary pleasure one may get here and there, but one has fallen from one's true nature of infinite bliss. So, this third eye of Bhagavan Shiva burns that. Ashiva is also that where beautifully Mahabharata says that Shivam aho dharmam eva ashivam papam uchyate. Dharma palan is Shiva, and Bhagwan is one who maintains dharma. So those who do not follow adharma, they land up in sin. Papam uchyate is Ashiva. That's why we saw that Nandi is the bull on which Bhagwan rides, and the bull is symbolic of dharma. If I don't do dharma, if I don't live in duties anchored in values, I don't follow dharma, I do wrong things, I hurt people, I go against my true nature, then that will lead to papa. That is Ashiva. One who destroys our negativities, adharma, is this, the third eye. And lastly, Shiva Puran very beautifully says that when rituals are done without bhav, without devotion, very mechanically, see, is better than not doing. But Bhagavan says there that the rituals done without bhavana and without that bhakti towards Bhagavan, they are ashiva. In the sense, they are fruitless. Fruitless meaning they won't create that impact which is really the purity of mind. They will give some punya, no doubt, But what bhavana can do, it can transform the individual and make the jiva one with Shiva. That won't happen. So the third I is that I which will destroy this mechanicalness. And why mechanicalness sets in? Because we don't invoke bhavana for Bhagwan. We don't build a bond with Bhagwan. We don't have a relationship with Bhagwan. One who destroys that and invokes devotion is Shiva Tattva, is Bhagwan. That is his third eye. So Vishamekshana means that which is fierce, which is terrible, which destroys the ignorance, destroys karma, destroys adharma, destroys the mechanicalness in us. Now, here we go a little more deeper into this. What is the difference between a blue lotus and the regular lotus, which is maybe pink or white in color? Both are lotuses. Now, I have not personally verified, but from whatever I have studied and researched and found few things, I'm just sharing. If there's anything that is wrong or to be improved upon, you can let me know. So, the blue lotus, what is the blue lotus symbolic of? So, here the difference. It is said here that blue lotus, of course, both lotuses are such that they lotus symbol of detachment as well as um manifestation of the full potential. Lotus leaf, as we know, grows in water, stays in water, goes back to water, but remains unaffected by water. That is common to the lotus leaf. But this blue lotus, what is the uniqueness of this blue lotus? So, regular lotus, it is said, blooms when there is sunlight. So, in heat. Blue lotus blossoms in the night, in coolness. That's why blue lotus is symbolic of coolness. And that's why cool, calm. One meaning of Shiva itself is cool, calm, auspicious, composed, all that. But Bhagwan Shiva is also associated with opening the third eye, Rudra Tandava, deity of destruction, and all that, right? So, in this, there's a contrast. So, the left side of Bhagwan is Mother Parvati. She is kind, compassionate, very loving, cool. So, that is blue lotus, which blossoms at night. Even in the Lalita Sahasranam, one of the names of the Divine Mother is Nilotpaladala Shyama. She is considered like that. Neela Utpaladala, darkish in color, Shyama, and Neela Utpaladala, like the petals of the blue lotus. So, blue lotus is symbol of this compassion, tenderness, motherly love, being nourishing, and blossoms at night. Then this regular lotus is what? That is symbolic of the blossoming in the daytime when sunlight is there. And so it is symbolic of, like, in the Guru Stotram, this analogy comes. Vedantam Bhuja Suryo Yaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. To the one who is the sun for the lotus of Vedant to bloom, to that Guru I prostrate. That is the analogy given in Guru Stotram. So here that is the lotus which blooms. Shivji represents that lotus of knowledge, of wisdom, of that enlightenment, which blooms in the daytime. And it is the eye of Bhagavan, as we saw, is fiery, is doing nyaya, and it is burning the negativities. And so it is symbolic also of vairagya, of tyaga, of dropping, and it is manifest. It shows the manifest knowledge, the self knowledge. So this is the deeper meaning of the blue lotus and the regular lotus. So the first two lines, Vishala Nilotpala Lochanayai and Vikasa Pankeruha Lochanaya. Then Samekshanayai. Mother Parvati looks at the whole creation with equal vision. Not that Bhagavan Shiva does not look with equal vision, but in this context, is the motherly love which is there, it is indicated, and there is a nice story. So one day it happened that Bhagavan Shiva, he made a comment, that the whole world is mithya, everything is mithya. And Mother Parvati, this comes in let me tell you the source, 1 minute. Linga Puran, Skanda and Linga. So Shivji he is embodiment of Vairagya, dispassion, Atmagnan. He and Mother Parvati are having one conversation. In that he makes one statement. Everything in this world, including food, is mithya, illusory, transient. And Mother Parvati, she said, Acha, everything is mithya, including food. So what did she do? She withdrew her nourishing power. So suddenly there is famine everywhere. And all beings are craving for food. Human beings, plants, birds, animals, all small creatures, devatas, yaksha, gandharva, kinnar, everybody is hungry, craving for food. Because suddenly she has withdrawn her nourishing power and there is famine, there is no food available. And so when she did that, Bhagavan Shiva says, Arey, what happened? And he goes searching in the world to see whether there is some solution to this now. Then he arrives in Kashi. And why he went to Kashi? Because Shivji himself did not have food. Because she has withdrawn the nourishing power, there is no food available anywhere. Shivji also is hungry, so he also went to search for food. Then he arrived in Kashi. And when he arrived there in Kashi, what did he see? That Annapurna Devi is distributing food to all the beings. Whoever has come, whoever is fortunate, they knew about it. Across the world, yes, there is a famine, but here in Kashi, she is distributing the food as Annapurna. So she goes there, and Shivji goes there, and he sees that Acha, she is giving food to everybody. Then he also goes with his begging bowl, and he asks that famous Annapurna stotram is there. Shankaracharya ji has written. There are different legends associated with this manifestation of Mother Annapurna. One of the legends is this. So Bhagwan himself, Bhiksham Dehi Cha Parvati, he goes asking, begging for food. And then the mother looks at Bhagwan Shiva smilingly and gives the food, saying, Acha, this food was also mithya. And Shivji realizes, no, food also is Brahman only, is, Annam Brahme Tivya Janat, what the Upanishad says. Food is also Brahman. And this is one Leela that Bhagavan Shiva and Mother Parvati do to make us realize that when we study Vedanta, we should have the levels very clear. That there is a Vyavaharik level where Vyavahar has to happen. We can't say body is also mithya, food is also mithya, everything is mithya, and then become dull and inert or dull, avoid duty. Suddenly, when it's convenient to us, everything becomes mithya. That should not happen. There is Vyavaharik Satya and there is a Paramarthik Satya. Paramarthik Satya is absolute truth. In that state of absolute truth, there is changeless infinite consciousness. There is no duality. Then If at all you see duality, it is pratibhasik, it's only illusory appearance, all that. In Vyavaharik Satta, we should know that this is appearing real, and as long as we are in the dream, dream appears real. So as long as we are identified with the BMI, this will appear real. So in this, we have to do with whatever niyams are there, rules are there, follow dharma, do nyaya, live, dropping away all the negativities. We can't say everything is mithya, so paap punya ka kya farak padta hai, so no need to live in dharma. No, no. So this Leela of Bhagwan, so Shivji and Mother Parvati, they do this Leela to make us understand. So in that Samekshanayai, when it is said, in Kashi, Mother is giving food to everybody. She has no, discrimination. She is not holding back saying, I will give food only to such people who are my devotees. No, to everybody she is giving, all the jivas. So that is equal vision. She has equal vision of love and compassion towards all the jivas. In our life, we have to cultivate that equal vision. Sama ikshana, and that is very important. We should have, the Gita, beautiful fifth chapter verse is Samadarshana. Pandita Samadarshanaha. Samadarshinaha. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. Who is a Pandit? Who is a wise person? Who has equal vision in all these? Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane. In the Brahmana who is very learned, who is established in the Vedic knowledge, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane. Gavi in the cow, Hastini in the elephant, Shuni in the dog, and Shvapaka even in the Chandala who is dog eater. In all these five, Pandita Samadarshinaha. There Shankaracharya in his commentary writes very nicely. He says this is Samadarshi, not Samavarti. Samadarshi means to have equal vision that all are to be treated with love, compassion, kindness. But Samavartin means equal treatment. We can't treat them equally. To a cow, what we give, we can't give that same thing to a dog to eat. You can't give grass to the dog to eat. How? Why? Equal. Everything equal. No discrimination. Same treatment to all. Same vision for all. Same bhavana for all. But treatment has to be different. The mother is symbolic of that clarity. Mother loves all the children equally. But which child needs what, the mother will give according to that. You can't give the cereal, that's a small child, the baby food which we give, you can't give that to the 10-year-old child or to the 15-year-old child. You can't give that. And if the mother is giving the baby food to the baby and the appropriate cooked food and other things to the grown up, one can't accuse a mother saying, oh, this is unequal treatment. So equality, we have to understand, is in the vision. And out of compassion, with love, one does what one has to do appropriately. So Samadarshana means that. See, when Samadarshana is not there, then that is where all problems come in life. Attachment and aversion is what causes the problem because the Samadrishti has gone. Mamakaha Pandavahan, and that is not Samadrishti. These are my children, they are Pandu's children. It is not a functional division that he is doing. It is a psychological attachment which prevented him from doing his duty. Samadarshan will make me do my duty, whether I like it or not. I have to do my duty. That is Samadrishti. So, if we develop Samadrishti, that I have love and compassion for all, but I will treat each one appropriately as per what is my role, my duty, what is required in the situation, I will do. But my heart is seeing everyone. I don't think that these people belong to me, those don't belong to me. Functionally, yes, we have some people who are in our close circle who are not in the close circle and all that, but we don't discriminate psychologically in terms of superiority, inferiority, and they are lesser and these are greater. No. So that is samadrishti. So that is one meaning, and that is the legend associated with this samekshanayai. And what is the legend associated with this vishama ikshanayai? Vishama ikshanaya. So one legend, as we see, is the legend of Kamadev, where Bhagavan destroyed Kamadev. Yesterday also we saw that. And Bhagavan's eyes are also three in number. So Vishama number we saw. So sun, moon, and the fire. They are his three eyes. And that is Vishama Ikshana. It symbolizes detachment and knowledge. Now, very interesting is Samekshanaya, Vishamekshanaya. They both are complementary to each other. They appear different, but they are complementary. In one, Bhagavan is, Shivji is doing nyay, separating dharma, adharma, giving the karma accordingly. And in one, there is to everybody same. Love, compassion is same to all. But this is the combination that is required. Internally, love and compassion for all. Externally, what has to be done appropriately has to be done. That is one meaning. Compassion and nyaya have to go together. Even in justice, they will have that when they want to uh, give punishment, sometimes even the life sentence, death sentence they have to give. They try to ensure that they don't give. Only in worst possible scenario they give that. Justice has to be served with compassion. Without compassion, justice will be cruel. And with only compassion and no justice, there will be it is actually attachment then. So there has to be a combination of both compassion in our life and nyaya and dharma in our life. So samekshanaya, vishamekshanaya. And also one should try and develop equanimity of the mind. That is another meaning of samaikshana. Equanimity of the mind. At the same time, one must have the ability to use anger, to use assertiveness, to use a certain force if required, to oppose what is wrong and to not give in to anything which is unrighteous. So a spiritual seeker is not always, goody goody and peaceful and calm and do whatever you want. I will always be quiet. Where you have to be assertive, you have to be assertive. If you have to be aggressive, you have to be aggressive, and you have to fight, you have to fight. All our Bhagwans, they have weapons because it required at some point you require that and you have to destroy. Adharmic things, forces, we have to destroy. So this is a combination. This is a beautiful shloka. And today then we will meditate on this. Since we have started late, we will take up to 7:15. 6:15 we started. We will take it up to 7:15. So if anybody feels time is 7:15 is late for them, then you can catch up with the recording. Sit erect, the head, the neck, and the spine in a straight line. Close your eyes gently. Relax the shoulders. Let your hands be in your lap, palms facing the sky. Come to a comfortable posture without any strain in any part of the body. Thank Bhagwan, invoke gratitude for all the nourishment that you have in life. Bhagwan takes care of each and every jiva. We have food, clothes, home, wealth, so many things that nourish us. We have people who emotionally love us, nurture us. Intellectually, we have knowledge, goals, values. Spiritually, we have satsang. So many ways Bhagwan nurtures and nourishes us. Thank Bhagwan for all the blessings, all the good experiences you had yesterday, as well as any challenges and difficulties you had. Bhagwan is nurturing us through both. Suggest to the mind that for the next 20 minutes I am steady and still without any movements. For the next 20 minutes I am steady and still without any movements. I am alert, awake, and quiet. I am alert, awake, and quiet. I am only a seeker, a devotee, and my goal is self realization. I am only a seeker, devotee, and my goal is self realization. Be aware of your body. Let us relax the body. through simple deep breathing. As we say She, take a deep breath, slow and steady, and feel that your whole body is flooded with light and energy. That is the Shakti. And as we say Va, you exhale slowly, letting go of any stress or strain, and let the light also go out of you through the hands and the fingers and the toes. That is Shiva. Exhale all the air. Shiva. Shiva. Continue to breathe at your own pace. In the space between the two eyebrows or in your heart, visualize a circle of white light and invoke the auspicious form of your Sadguru or Bhagwan if you don't have a Sadguru. Feel that you are in front of your Sadguru, grateful for all the knowledge and guidance With all devotion, we surrender and seek the blessings of the Sadguru. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Gururdevo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Offer some flowers at the feet of the Sadguru. Perform a pradakshina of the Sadguru. Come to prostrate in front of the Sadguru. Repose the palm of the Sadguru back into your heart. We will focus today only on the face of Bhagavan Ardhanarishwara. The left side of Bhagavan's face is adorned with a crown, intricately carved, having precious stones, red and green, blue and white, golden color crown. Divine Mother is fair in complexion, with beautiful blue lotus-like eyes. Her hair are very well groomed. She wears earrings on the ear, on the top, as well as in the earlobes. Diamond-studded earrings. There is a nose ring on her nose, a gentle smile, her hair is long, flowing on the shoulders. The right half of Bhagwan has curly matted hair, black and brown in color. There is a crescent moon on the jata, which is tied up with Rudrakshamala. The jata is tied with the Rudrakshamala. Bhagwan has Tripundra, the mark of Vibhuti on the forehead. 3 lines. There is a third eye on the forehead. His other eye is compared to a fully bloomed lotus. There are earrings in his earlobes, gentle smile on the face. Bhagwan is dark in color. His jata is also long, flowing up to his shoulders, on his shoulders. This is the auspicious form of Bhagwan Ardhanarishwara's face. विशालनीलोत्पललोचनायै विकासपङ्केरुहलोचनाय समीक्षणायै विषमेक्षणाय नमः शिवायै च नमः शिवाय नमः शिवायै च नमः शिवाय Our salutations to Mother Parvati and Bhagavan Shiva, whose eyes are like the blue lotus petals as well as the fully blossomed lotus, who have equal vision, yet who distinguish between dharma and adharma, and who do nyaya, who deliver justice. Keeping this form in the mind, we will chant Om Ardhanarishwaraya Namaha 27 times. Ardhanarishwaraya Namaha. Om 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 Ardhanarishwaraya Namaha. ॐ अर्धनारीश्वराय नमः। 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 Continue mentally. The left eye of Bhagavan Ardhanarishwara is the eye of compassion, of equal vision, of kindness and love. May we have this equal vision. All of us are not only the self, but we are also human beings, living beings. So everyone deserves love, kindness, respect. May we treat everyone like that. May we not be partial, and may we not act out of attachment. Bhagwan's right eye is the eye of karma, of nyaya. May we live anchored in values. May we do our duties. May we not take things very personally. Be objective. Bhagwan's third eye is the one which destroys ignorance, attachments, negativities. May there be a combination of equipoise as well as fierceness when required, compassion and dispassion. If your mind is quiet, just be quiet. If your mind is wandering, bring it back to the form, to the chanting. Offer some flowers on the head of Bhagavan, Ardhanarishwara. Form a pradakshina of Bhagavan. Come to prostrate in front of Bhagavan and feel that Bhagavan's look is full of compassion and dispassion, of equanimity and fierceness, of love and detachment, and He is blessing you with your eyes. Feel that your whole being is pervaded by the loving and dispassionate glance of Bhagavan. Repose the form back into your heart. Be aware of your breath. Be aware of your body. Be aware of the happenings around you. We pray for everyone's well-being. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayah. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Yeah. Rub your palms, place them on the face, gently open your eyes. So there is some question here. I wanted to know, we are doing steps of meditation. What is difference in steps of meditation and meditation? I may be wrong. I always thought in meditation you have to just be quiet. So we understood on the first day that meditation is the state of awareness of my true nature. It is not just quietude of the mind. Quietude of the mind is a means. In a quiet mind, there is contemplative capability, and the contemplation on the self is what will lead us to realizing our true nature. That state is called meditation. If we just sit quiet, nothing wrong in sitting quietly, but how long does that quietude last is important to know. Second, does that quietude destroy my ignorance of the self, the root cause of my sorrow? By itself, it does not. And also, how long one is remaining quiet, very soon the mind starts wandering. So, the process we are doing is a step by step process of withdrawal. Till now, what we are doing is only making the mind withdraw from worldly things, coming to the body, from the body to the breath, from the breath to the mind, focusing on the form, and through the stotram, imbibing certain values. Once we learn this process and we learn to make the mind single pointed and quiet, then when we take up the Kashika stotram, Shivoham stotram, etc., there we contemplate on the self. So, time is required to train the mind to withdraw. Hold on to a form, hold on to the mantra, imbibe the values, make it ready, pure, sharp, single pointed, subtle. Then contemplation happens and we realize oneness. That is the purpose. It is very easy, and lots of people keep saying, just be, don't do anything. Meditation is not to do anything. That is the final state of akarta bhav. But how much one is able to remain that way? That is a question. Most of the time, it feels very nice. I don't want to do anything. I'm just sitting. Then they will say, I'm sitting and observing thoughts. So you are doing. And how quickly from observing I get into analysis, I get into wondering. Many times one doesn't even recognize that. So the important point is to understand that why this is happening is the process of withdrawal is the steps we are doing, and then through contemplation, ignorance will be destroyed. That is our purpose. If somebody wants only to just be quiet, they are welcome to go ahead and just be quiet if that is helping them. Can you please elaborate on Prakriti and Purusha in the Linga form? As in, what part of the Linga is Purusha and which part is Prakriti? When we worship the Linga, would have more clarity. The top part is the Purusha, that is the Linga. Shiva Linga is elliptical generally. Now we have all this cylindrical and all that different shapes have come. Otherwise, Linga otherwise will be elliptical in general. That is called Shiva Tattva Purusha. The base on which it is kept, that is called as Yoni, that is the Prakriti. And so Prakriti represents the inert matter, Linga represents the consciousness, so that is Purusha and Prakriti combination. Sometimes the base is you would have seen some Spatikalinga will be there, and then a metal base will be created or a stone base is created. There you see it very clearly. Otherwise, even a general Shivalinga made with just stone or just metal, the whole thing will be made from one Dravya. The top part is the Shiva Tattva, bottom part is the Yoni or the Prakriti or Shakti. Right. All right. Hari Om. Thank you, everyone.